Hi Libra, welcome to my Tarot and Psychic channel. I am going to be doing a tarot reading for you, but before that, I have some messages for you for the last 2 weeks of March. So here goes. When I was about to start your reading, I saw a person who had fallen down on an aisle 10 in a grocery store or in a store. It's just a big department store. But there seemed to be like an aisle 10. Maybe it was a grocery store, I'm not sure. But what happens is that someone sees this and people come rushing to see the individual who's fallen down there, and that person is laughing because it was just something funny that happened, and to the relief of all the people who worked in the store and the people surrounding, they were also happy to see that there was no injury and that the person who had fallen found it quite humorous, and everybody seemed to have a good laugh. What happens later is to compensate, to make sure that the person who fell was comfortable. The people in the grocery store get a whole lot of things and put them in bags and give them to the person who'd fallen down. And you are trying to, like, talk to them and tell them that I have other things that I have come here to buy, and, like, there's such a commotion, everybody's so happy, and there's such good cheer because you've been such a, or the person in this story has been such a good sport, that they've given you all these bags of goodies, and there are like number of things in those, but they kind of like start escorting you out to make sure that you are in a safe place and that you're in your vehicle and on your way home. Once you get home and you look at these things, these are things that you have used in the past and have had a need for and wished for also to have in the past. But the thing is that now that is not on your wish list, and you had something very specific, what you would call on your wish list, but you were not able to buy it because of all the commotion and chaos that surrounded that incident of you falling on aisle 10. And in this, there is some kind of thought process that a person is having, or the person who fell is having, is about how they had wished for something, and maybe this is like a divine plan, or a plan that that's not something that's supposed to be for them, and as a result they are a little bit sad because they still, like, have all those things, or whatever it is on their mind. So I think that maybe this is a time when you, maybe if it's involving people or certain kind of aspirations, you maybe having to, being given something which mattered to you a long time ago. It's not what's holding your interest right now, and you're wondering why you're in that position. So let's look at the cards and find out what else it can tell us. So that you fell on aisle 10 shows me that it's highly, if it's like your sun sign that you're looking for, it's more likely that you are going, this will affect the people in the later, uh, born in the 10th month of, in the 10th month, so in October part of the Libras, and not so much maybe the ones who are like in the tail end of September. So maybe that's like a clue, but let's see. If there are too many cards reversed, guys, I'm not going to like take them. It's becoming, I had an earlier reading where I had nearly all cards reversed, so I had to change those. Yes, the bottom of your card. Oh, look at the amount of. So, the Wheel of Fortune, this has come out as the bottom energy or the overall energy of our card, of our reading here. This is definitely something is changing, and I think that something is changing in what I'm gathering in this. Something is going to be changing for the better, but the Wheel of Fortune card, there is a definite change in something from where it was to something else. The wheel of karma is turning, and let's hope that it's turning in our favor rather than to teach us more lessons, or the Libras more lessons. But by the looks of it, there seem to be a lot of people involved in what's going on. So let's see what else the energies have to tell us. The Ten of Coins. This is, I'm going to read the cards. Ten of Coins, King of Cups in reversed, Queen of Wands, King of Wands, Two of Wands reversed, Six of Cups reversed, Knight of Wands, Knight of Cups, and the Seven of Swords. So very interesting. There's a lot of like people energy in your cards here. There is maybe as a Libra, there's definitely some kind of balance, and from like what I see at the center of your cards, there's a choice to make. There's one key, and you need to be able to figure out. What choice to make or which way to go. But with this card reversed, I think that maybe you are not feeling confident about making the choice. And I think that that seems to be one of the places that there is some kind of standstill. And what else I'm seeing here is that it could be a standstill about something that. It's on one side there is something where there is a very if this could be involving people, which may be involving love, or you can use the same thing in terms of working with two people, but definitely a choice that is being made. One of them seems to be a person who is extremely not only attractive but very creative and full of energy and vitality and like always raring to go. And this is the energy of someone who would be Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. And they seem to like have a fire burning, and it's like a very very attractive energy and very very masculine energy. Again, like I said, I when I see this card, it reminds me of someone who's like body is embellished with like lovely gorgeous tattoos. And on the other side, one of the choices that looks like is over here is like someone who you have felt you've connected with from your childhood, or maybe even from a previous life, someone you feel you've had like a past life connection with, but for some reason, like not feeling that they are being able to come forward, because I think that there may be, or you are not being able to move forward, or there seems to be some confusion because the connection seems like it's like from a very long time ago. I just feel that it's not in a place where it's moving forward. It's also at a pause. So both these are at a pause, but there seems to be something positive coming out of this. On the other hand, for all of the the women, there seems to be an option where you have maybe felt like you're moving away from someone who's more like emotional, and you know, a very giving loving emotional man who is very supportive, follows takes directions from women very easily. That person seems to be falling away from you. So that's like the choice that you're not making, but you're not aware that maybe the destiny's play is that you may find a new person just suddenly creep into the, I mean, like, come into the picture just out of the blue. Both these knights right here at the bottom of this are being able to be indicative of an offer being made. This Knight of Cups is a very sweet and loving offer that is being made, but I feel that there may be some kind of underlying energies with some water sign, which is reflective right here too. There seems to be something that I think that maybe it's reflective of this. There may have been some incidents in the past which you have felt were that you've come to know about something, or some incidents that do not seem to be by making a good case for the water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Aries, I mean Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces people. There seems to be something that's not working out for them with you, Libra, and they seem to be there around you who are making to be able, I mean, that's one of the offerings that you have of a person who is of a water sign. The other person I see in this, because of the Knight of Wands, is there seems to be someone who's like very, very easily like charging in. It's amazing because see these cards here. And these cards here, there are two kings, there are two knights, and there is one poor queen in the middle over here. So let's re-see these cards. There seems to be something, and this card actually is in what came out in the reverse position. So there's something that you feel this person's not been able to become, like the king has very more like, what I don't know what you would call, but like more feminine or more gentle energies. And I don't know if that's something that's appealing to you. Whereas the person here with this, the fire sign, is not only like very sure of themselves and like gorgeous, they are also very ready to come forward and eager to make an offer and like start some kind of engagement with you. And if you see these two, the king and queen of wands are a match. So it seems like if there is any kind of twin flame energy, there seems to be something where I can see that it's not only coming together, but there may be a relationship that was ignited when you were very young and it's now coming to fruition. So for any twin flame people, there is definitely energy that's coming back for you to be able to reconsider, and it being back on the table for you to consider as for a relationship. So this is definitely a good reason to be wanting to choose wisely, because I think that there are a lot of things that are in play. There are people, so this person right here could be, this could be a younger, version of this, and you're meeting this person at a much later stage and it could work out there. Or maybe that person's going to come back in your life and going to like pick up things with you. And of course, while this says that this is a wish fulfillment card, you will be very very happy, and there will be uh, a lot of support, and you will be financially taken care of, and it involves family. There is this card which is at the outcome, which is like for me, a seven of swords is that you've tried to have your cake and eat it too, but now you're in a place where I don't think you're going to be able to like stomach all the things you thought you wanted to have and what you ate, because it looks like a card, and it's definitely air sign. So this, it's like maybe with this Libra moon, or in for the Libras, there is something that is saying that them make your choice wisely, because you could be kind of at some risk of losing both, because the offers are not going to be there for you forever. So they're here now and they're like really close to you, and you have to see from what energy you are going to be making this choice, because you I think things will move forward very quickly, and you do not want to have like what I would call, because we were in the grocery store or in a store, department store, buyer's remorse, and be given something or just find yourself with something but yearning for something else. It's also interesting that this opens here with the 10, because what we had seen was that there was the person who had fallen and started laughing about them finding themselves on the floor in the store, were found on an aisle 10. I think that this is definitely a time for you all, which where you have a lot of options. This is not a time where like there's any scarcity of people around you. There's a lot of options, and it is definitely something where you need to see if there is any see, I don't know, I'm finding like maybe the water sign people, this card has come in reverse, and this card is the one right next to this. There seems to be for me some kind of deception happening with the water sign people. So I don't, maybe there's something not going okay there, and there seems to have been a promise that was made a long time ago, what you thought was a twin relationship, and you spent a lot of time daydreaming about this person and thinking about this person, and may have a lot of memories with this person. But I feel this this, what you may have thought you would have to put your energies towards, may have to change, because I think that there may be some, you need to explore it more, because maybe there's some kind of deception and it's indicative because we have this some kind of mind game being played or something that you've come to know about. If you see this card, it's a card where usually the knight comes forward on his horse with a cup, which is a making, an emotional offer or an offer of love. But while we see this, and the card looks gorgeous, if you look down, there are like a number of like stingrays under the ground right here. So you need to be a bit wary of this because uh, as they are called stingrays, they seem to like be ready to sting, and you need to like look a little like more a little deeper. I also feel that maybe something bothering you would be the Cancerian or Pisces or Scorpio person who seems to have a very strong attachment with a mother that does not allow them to be an individual on their own. So, with a reversed card here, it's definitely indicative of someone who is not able to wear their energies of being a king, and they seem to be in a place where they are working so in like a second position, or like I would say this is the energy of like more like a queen, according to what my reading is, and very nurturing, very caring. But maybe in the couple, then you will be the more fiery, the more of a firebrand person, because the other energies here, that's what what you see here in this group. There's also a chance that there is a possibility of uh, a person being with a partner or maybe in a marriage, but they have probably found someone much slightly younger that they seem to have their eyes on. So this is the Libra moon time. A lot is going to come up, so be careful about all the things that come up, and in trying to keep all of this energy that's swirling around you, uh, in a place that is being able to be managed by you. You should be able to not overload yourself with too many decisions to make, because at some point it can all also just like completely, you can have like a place where you want to give up on all of it. But I'm hoping that you make a good decision for yourself. I don't know, maybe I'm going to like want to clarify the Seven of Swords here, because and maybe the King of Cups. Let's see, give us an energy for Libra, the reverse King of Cups. Yeah, see, it's the Seven of Cups, another water energy. This is a card, Seven of Cups upright is about having many choices. So I think that there is something about more choices that this person who has the Seven of Cups is also looking at and making, and not necessarily with just another partner, but also could be looking to do something completely different. So while you think, or if you are thinking of wanting to start a business with them, or maybe if you're wanting to start a romantic relationship with them, or are expecting them to leave a romantic relationship that they are in to be with you, there seems to be an energy showing us that they are also looking at other choices, and not necessarily of a partner, but they could be thinking of maybe moving or relocating, or wanting to do something where they come to like a more prominent position, whether it's their work, or it could be even a spiritual practice. It also can be a woman, or it's like maybe just moving to be like with their family. I'm not sure, but they have more choices, so it's still indicative of you being very careful, because I think there's more than one agenda that seems to be playing out over here. Uh, the I'm going to take out a card for the Seven of Swords, Seven of Swords, Seven of Swords to give us as a clarifier. Oh my God, how many knights? Look, we have three knights in this. Knight, knight, knight. This is a person the it what this would say, where it comes to me in my version of looking at this, it's like making choices. But what it's saying is take your time to make your choices. That doesn't mean you miss the opportunity. That means if you have something, maybe someone will come to you with an offer, and it may not be the offer that you are looking for. So for example, if you're looking to be with your partner, I don't think he's going to say let's get married, but he will want to say that let's at least be in a relationship with each other, and I want to be together with you, and start thinking about building a relationship with you. So it's like something that'll happen slower, and I think that it's good for you also to take it slower. I know air sign people like you Libra, like you'll move fast. But I also know that Libra will take its time to weigh all of the options out. And at the center of this card is definitely a choice that you have to make. You have to see, you have one key, you have one option to make those choices, and you need to figure out what you need to do. And the hesitancy that you have in the next 2 weeks is to probably like you don't want to be like making a choice, and you definitely don't want a choice made for you. So start interacting and approaching the things, but don't make any decision till like maybe the last of the month or the beginning of April. That's my recommendation, because we're in Mercury retrograde. A lot of people that come in our lives at this time are also our past relationships. They all come up for us to review them. It happens every 3 to 4 months. It is not a sign that the person just loves you, it's just also a sign that we're being moved to reevaluate all the things that we've done in the past, and like see how we can take them to a conclusion. So I'm sorry for bursting any kind of romantic bubbles while I say that. Lots of young energy, lots of options. There are a lot of people here. I don't know if it's not a love relationship. It looks like as if you're like trying to like recruit people or hire people, and you're like wondering who to choose for a certain thing. And it looks like you have a lot of people with like very similar energies, but yet distinctly different in the way they look and in their demeanor. So that's something for you to definitely look out for. But a lot of wands energy, and one of them, I think, if you're looking to find your partner, it seems like this is definitely what is the union, divine union cards that have come out right here for you in this reading. So there's one of these is the right option. You have to figure out which one. And the cards are showing us that it's the fire sign, but that doesn't have to be the case. It's showing us more that one of them is an option, which is the option that you are looking for. So going back to the vision that I had, or the psychic vision that I had in the beginning, you do not want to be in a place where you're stuck with the things that you liked at one time. So it's not necessarily that what is your on your wish list is what has come from the past, but you don't want to be stuck with the person who's ready to be there while you were not indecisive in being able to, or were not, for some reason there was something that hampered you from making a decision that was with all options in play. I'm going to pick up oracle card that will give us some guidance on this. It's not looking bad. It looks like you're like at a buffet, so you're going to have a ball. And this card, starting off, everything seems to be in place, and you will be doing well, and your family will be well taken care of. Wishes are fulfilled. There's lots of growth. So this card and this card is like putting us in line with like a completely new energy of being with earth sign people, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, as is this. So I don't know, maybe you'll see someone who wears a lot of chains, or maybe jewelry, who will, that may be a sign that you have, that you will be able, one of them has got lots of tattoos, but one of them will be wearing uh, a lot of adornments, like maybe a person who wears a lot of jewels or jewelry is coming to mind. And I also think that where this is, and you have a key here, the same key from if you operate from a place of abundance and whatever you have as your blessings, you if you say prayers, I think that you will be able to see what box the key will open from here. So I think that you have many things in play. I'm quite excited for you. And in this also, I don't know if in the Asian stories, in Asian stories of twin flames, it's usually that twin flames have a red cord that binds them together. So there is one of these options is the one who you are tied to with your red cord. So go find, your job is to find that person. And if you do find them, please do let me know. Give me some indication that that's where you if this was helpful, or if that was the situation and it resonated with you. It would be really exciting to hear. I'm going to take out Oracle of the Unicorns card to guide us further. Let's see, Oracle, help us understand what choice we are making. Oh my God, you have to have awareness. Live in the moment, be conscious of your thoughts, look for signs and guidance. Like I said, this card is like as if it's giving me a sign that maybe keys could be a sign that will give you, if there's any story about keys or something about keys. I think that maybe even tulips. Maybe he's from Holland. Maybe he lives in a place which has like lovely tulips. And I also feel a lot of energy about jewelry. Something to do with jewelry is definitely coming across, and something about maybe your. I'm going to take out another oracle card for you. You're a Librans. Everything has to be balanced, it has to be in two. Both these cards have come out earlier for people. So you also find an easier path forward, surrender the outcome, release the or expectation. Don't worry about it. So if you actually release this to the universe, you will be able to also go in a state of flow that will automatically guide you to the place you have to go next. If it's these choices in front of you, you will be very clearly shown a sign. But I also see that there seems to be something coming up in terms of like signs with green. Lots of green has come up for clarifying. So green is coming as a sign to look for tulips, Holland, any place which has tulips, jewelry, gold, like chunky medallion jewelry. Uh, Maybe number 7 will come out somewhere. And what about a kite? Maybe even a kite. So these are definitely signs that I can see right here in your reading that could be indicative of what may lead you to who it is that you are more inclined towards. I'm going to take out yet another oracle card, not from the unicorns, but from deck by, I think it's Brian Weiss. I've written the information in the box below. You can have a look at all the cards that have been used. Reach out with love and compassion to help others without concern for what comes back to you. So it's, I truly understand that real love asks for nothing in return. So maybe this is a sign. Maybe you know what this means for those of you who need to hear this message. Reach out with love and compassion to help others without concern for what comes back to you. And I truly understand what real love, I truly understand that real love asks for nothing in return. So this is the reading we have for the last 2 weeks of March. Be careful about making choices before the Mercury retrograde ends, which is, I think, the 26th or 28th of March. So you should have a check. If you're making a choice or starting on a new venture or a new relationship, do so on maybe like the 30th of March, or maybe even more likely in the beginning of April. But I think this is good. It's a good place to be. You're at the buffet table, like fill your plate with whatever it is that you like and not just everything. So, all the best, and I will see you in April. Thank you.